Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie.the.cosmic.sailor, and today we are asking the question, how you can become the best version of you. So we're going to be looking at your current energy to start. So if your current energy isn't resonating with the pile you pick, feel free to pick another pile. And then we're going to look at the best version of you. And then we're going to look at how to become the best version of you. And then we're going to end with self-care. So that is the reading for today. We have 3 groups to choose from. Whichever group you feel drawn to the most, that's most likely your reading. If you feel drawn to more than one group, that's totally okay. It just means you have more than one message for you here today. So pile number 1 is the raw rose quartz. Pile number 2 is the rose quartz crystal point. And pile number 3 is the rose quartz bracelet with, I believe this is hematite. So feel free to pause the video and meditate on the piles. I will have the timestamps linked in the description down below. That way you can click straight to your reading, and I will see you in your pile. Bye! Hello! If you chose pile number 1 with the raw rose quartz crystal, this is your reading. So first we're going to look at your current energy, and then we'll look at the best version of you, and then I'll shuffle out some cards to see how you become the best version of you. So let's go ahead and look at your current energy to start. So we have the Nightingale, we have the Moon, so this is Pisces energy, so you could be a Pisces Sun, Moon, or Rising, you don't have to be. And then we have Child Nature, light attributes, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. Shadow attribute, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Let's see. And then we have Chiron with healing with the number 8. Okay, so the first thing is with Chiron healing here, you could be in a current energy of healing. Specifically things around your childhood or your past is what's coming through with the child and the Chiron here. I feel like this also has to do with healing of certain subconscious beliefs. And with the Nightingale spirit here, I feel like it could also have to do with your throat chakra, healing of your throat chakra, or you could be in an energy of wanting to speak more, communicate more. This could have to do with communicating with people from your childhood. That's something that's also here. And the Nightingale is also about finding your voice. This could also resonate with finding your authenticity. So you could be in the energy of really rediscovering who you are. And you could be going back to childhood to find a lot of these answers about who you are, who you want to be. That's something that's coming through as well. I do feel with the Moon here that you could be in a current energy of maybe almost not knowing what's next or what's coming next, or this kind of like foggy energy around you. It seems to be like you could be surrounded by a lot of illusion, or maybe you're realizing the illusion of the world is something that's also coming through. I feel like you guys could be really into conspiracy theories right now. maybe listening to a lot of conspiracy theories. And I also feel like you could be receiving a lot of signs, synchronicities through birds is something that's also coming through. I feel like you do have almost like a bird as a spirit guide. That's something that's coming through with the child nature and the nightingale here. But overall, I feel like your current energy really is just one of healing, wanting to heal certain parts of yourself. Maybe you're realizing, I'm kind of getting this like, maybe like suffering type energy that you are kind of waking up to, waking out of. It's like things don't have to be bad. Maybe you experienced trauma in your childhood, or people projecting certain things onto you. I'm getting specifically in school that maybe you're waking up to or realizing that like it doesn't have to be like this. That's something that's coming through, and I feel like this has to do around your identity. You could be changing the way you see about yourself, or like almost changing the way you believe yourself to be is something that's coming through. Let's go ahead and look at your best version. So we have the Cobra. This is amazing. The Cobra is all about realizing that that everything in your life is a teacher. It's almost like becoming a student of life with the Cobra energy here. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Lover. The light attributes: great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Shadow attributes: obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. Okay. And then we have part of fortune, increase, with the number 45, which reduces to 9. Okay. So I feel like the best version of yourself is almost somebody who is like in love with life, in love with the journey, in love with the process is something that's coming through. And I feel the best version of yourself is almost in this very like abundant energy, very aware of the abundance that they've cultivated, that they've created for themselves and for others. And I also feel like you're the best version of yourself is in this very like peaceful, calm energy. It's like I don't feel them being like rushing around to do things or saying, you know, this has to be this certain way. It's almost like they're allowing life to do its thing, and they're almost like in this energy of being the witness to life is something that's coming through. I feel like your best version of yourself is also almost like a seeker of life, and really understanding how the world works, which is interesting. It's like, I feel like you may have had certain beliefs or a certain programming or a certain conditioning instilled in you, maybe by your family, by society, but it's like your future self has almost broken out of that and doesn't see the world in this almost like fear base is something that's coming through. It's like the best version of yourself is saying love is the only thing that exists. And I feel like this is something that the best version of yourself really believes, is that love is the only thing that exists. And it's like they live their life almost with their heart on their sleeve. And I also feel this like strength and vulnerability coming from the best version of yourself as well. We do have the Cobra here. The Cobra is like almost kind of like an intimidating energy, but I feel like it's this like vulnerability that makes you strong is something that's coming through. And I feel the best version of yourself also has this like inner strength, inner power that knows what is meant for me will come to me, with the Seven of Pentacles here as well. And then we have the increase with the part of fortune. Increase. So I do see the best version of yourself could be wealthy is something that's coming through, or have almost like a foundation of abundance that they've cultivated, that they've created. Also, the best version of yourself is saying that they've just come to realize that it's like they cannot be anything other than them, is something that's coming through. It's interesting because I feel almost this energy like the best version of yourself is almost like smiling, saying like you are already the best version of yourself. There's nothing wrong with you, which I feel like you may kind of be in this mindset of like, I need to do this, I need to heal this, I need to fix this before I can become the best version of myself. But I feel the best version of yourself almost like is in this energy of just like becoming still and becoming aware of the space within and realizing that you are already a whole person. You are already a whole being in and of yourself. You don't need to do or be or achieve anything in order to realize the abundance, the love, the joy that already exists within. Really interesting. I almost feel this kind of like enlightened energy coming from the best version of yourself as well. Let's go ahead and draw some... Oh, this card actually popped out. We have the Four of Wands that kind of like flipped out of the deck. And this card is about happiness, fulfillment, joy, celebration, abundance here with the like grapes. We're going to go ahead and put it back, and if it's meant to come out, it will. Let me just kind of move these and straighten them up a little bit. We are going to see how you can become the best version of yourself using the tarot, and we'll also use some oracle cards as well. Just kind of fix those. Spirit guides of love and light. How can Pyle number 1 become the best version of themselves? Oh, card, please. How can Pyle number 1 become the best version? I actually feel like taking the back of the deck. So we have Death, the Six of Cups, the Page of Wands, and Death. And I'll just kind of show you these up close. That way you can see. Okay. The Six of Cups and the Page of Wands. Okay. So I feel like how you can become this best version of yourself is almost like, I feel like the healing is not necessarily bad or inherently bad. You know, sometimes it's like, they're showing me like somebody cleaning a wound, but it's like you have to allow the wound time to heal. You know, there's only so much you can do when you get a cut or a scratch on your arm. And, you know, if you continue to mess with it, it won't allow it to heal. So it's almost like becoming still. And it's like, they're also showing me, like, in order to become the best version of yourself, it's like you just kind of have to go through life. You kind of have to allow these wounds to come up. And once they come up, it's like then you will know what needs to be healed. Because I feel like you could be in a certain energy where you're going out, you know, really digging deep, looking within, you know, continually doing shadow work, continually, you know, trying to look and find what needs to be healed now, what needs to be healed now. But it's like your spirit guides are saying what needs to be healed will become apparent to you in the moment that it needs to be healed or released or let go of. Which is really interesting. I also feel like leaning into your creative pursuits will also lead you to the best version of yourself. Following your passions, doing the things you love, the things you enjoy doing. And it's like doing the things that fill you with this sense of like enthusiasm for life. is what's also coming through. So I just feel a lot of joy on the path to becoming the best version of yourself, really leaning into the things that you loved doing whenever you were a child, or just the things that you love and enjoy doing now. What is it that brings you this sense of passion, this sense of enthusiasm? And your spirit guides are also saying, it's like, what makes you want to wake up in the morning? Which is interesting because it doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to be this big, grandiose gesture of my expression for life. It's like maybe one day you wake up and something that, fills you with excitement for the day is making a cup of tea. Or maybe it's, I'm going to get to journal today. Or maybe it's, I'm going to start my garden today. Or whatever it is that fills you with the sense of excitement for life. You're on the road to becoming your best self is like doing more of those things. What fills you with this sense of excitement, enthusiasm, and almost like this jest for life is what your spirit guides are saying. And the Page of Wands is also a beginner. So I feel like coming into a beginner's mindset when it comes to pursuing your passion or doing the things you love is how you become the best version of yourself. It's almost like releasing this fear of failure is something that's coming through, and just being a beginner. And I'm seeing that scene from Adventure Time where Jake is telling Finn what does he say? It's like sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something. And it's like whenever we're beginners, a lot of times we can feel afraid to start things because we're not perfect at it or we're not masters. And so I feel the road to becoming your best self is almost like getting curious about what you enjoy, what you like to do, even if you have never done those things before. I also feel this energy of connecting with maybe a sibling. I feel could be very important to becoming the best version of yourself, or connecting with friends is something that's coming through. I feel also how to become the best version of yourself involves a lot of letting go, a lot of release. And also this energy of not necessarily focusing on the ending, but focusing on the new beginning. What else can you discover about yourself? What else can you do? And I feel you may go back to school. That's something that's also coming through. Or you may really get invested or involved in a new hobby or side project, or it's like something that you may want to turn into a career is something that's coming through, but it may start as like a hobby or something that you're really, really interested in. I feel like how to become the best version of yourself is really almost like be willing to learn, be willing to be teachable is something that's coming through, and be open to learning new things. And your spirit guides are also saying it's like you don't have to go and look for the things that need to be let go of or the things that need to be released within your mind, within your subconscious. It's like those things will naturally pop up. And you'll feel them pop up whenever you feel the sense of almost like agitation, frustration, maybe sadness around some things. It's like in those moments is when you are meant to let go, when you are meant to release, when you are meant to heal. But it's like in order to become the best version of yourself, you don't have to go out and, look diligently what needs to be healed within me. And almost like it's like you don't need to trigger yourself is something that's coming through, because the world will naturally trigger you. You just kind of have to enjoy the journey, enjoy the process of creating, of connecting with people. See if there's anything else I'm seeing. Your spirit guides are saying relax, live and let live. So it's almost like that's how you become the best version of yourself, is just by relaxing into life. It's like they're saying everything existed before you were here, and everything's going to exist after you're gone. The only thing you're meant to do is enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. We're going to go ahead and draw your oracle card. Let me shuffle these really quick. It's almost like your spirit guides are showing me like the universe holding a baby, and that baby is you. So it's like the universe just wants you to play, just wants you to have fun, just wants you to experience things. Let's see. Spirit guides of love and light. How can Pyle number 1 become the best version of themselves? One card, please. Okay. This is exactly what I was saying. I'm going to read this card out of the book. Number 65. So that's 11. That could be significant for you. And we have Well Spirit, Trust the Great Mystery. And it came out in reverse. So we're going to read that for you out of the book. But I love this card. I love when this card comes up for me personally, because I feel like it comes up in times whenever I may feel doubt, or I may feel like I don't know what I'm doing. And it's almost like the universe is saying, just trust. Trust. It's like I'm seeing somebody trust falling onto the universe and the universe catching them. So it's like you don't have to worry. You don't have to be concerned about what's going on out there or what's going on inside. And that's kind of the message that was coming up when it comes to your healing journey as well, is like you don't have to trigger yourself into releasing these emotions, because it's like the world will do it for you. And during those times is whenever you are meant to be the most open, the most teachable. Let's go ahead and read this card out of the book. Okay, so it says, certainty is not offered to you right now. You are being asked to trust the process of co-creation. Well Spirit reminds you that your primary reality is not that of the material world, but that of the realm of spirit, from which the essence of your dreams and desires take shape before arriving at a specific form. You must trust absolutely that what will come will be for the highest good. Stay in your present moment awareness and allow the hidden realms to hold your intentions safely until it is time for them to manifest in the realm of form. Let go, for you will not be left behind. Some things take longer than others to arrive. Okay, so trust the universe, I feel like, is your main message. How to become the best version of yourself. Trust that everything is happening exactly as it should. You are always on the right path. And we are going to end with a self-care card for you. Something that you can do to show yourself some self-care, some self-love. Okay. Spirit guides of love and light. May we please get a self-care message for pile number 1. Okay, so I'm going to take this top card that flipped over. I'll show you the other ones, but we're just going to take the top card for you. So you guys got Sync with the Moon coming out as your self-care. And I believe at the time of filming, it's actually, I think, I'm filming this on the 18th, so the new moon, I believe, was yesterday, the new moon in Cancer. But you guys also have movement, sound healing, and use your hands coming through. So sync with the energy of the moon. I feel like this could also be very helpful when it comes to trusting the great mystery, trusting the universe, because it's like a cycle. Everything goes up, everything goes down. You know, if you're at a lower point, you won't always feel low. You know, you can trust that things will, you know, come around again, and, you know, you'll be lifted soon, is a message that's also coming through. I I also feel like moon water is something that would be very, almost like fun for you to engage in, a moon ritual of some sort, where you make moon water, or you listen to certain frequencies. But I feel like that's all I have for you. If you like this reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow. And I'm actually trying to reach 1,000 subscribers right now. I'm getting close. So if you watched this video all the way up to this point, feel free to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello, if you chose pile number 2 with the rose quartz crystal point, this is your reading. So I've already shuffled out your current energy and the best version of you, and then we're going to get the how to become the best version of you. I'm going to do some on-camera shuffling. We're going to get tarot and oracle cards for that. But we're going to start with your current energy. So we have Cancer, I feel, with the number 16, which reduces to the number 7. Okay. We have the Martyr, light attribute, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity. Okay. And then we have the Swan. And we have the Hierophant. So this is Taurus energy, so we have Taurus and Cancer here. Okay. So the current energy that I'm feeling is almost one of service. You could be in an industry where you like work for other people, or you serve other people, or you take care of other people. With the Hierophant here, this is the energy of a preacher, of a priest, somebody who's very connected to religion. But I am feeling with the Cancer card, I think that the current energy that you're in may be one of service to your family, or really caring about what your family thinks or how your family views you. That's something that's coming through. Or you could just really be thinking about your roots, your past. That's something that's also coming through. I am feeling like you could resonate with being the oldest child, or almost like the caretaker in your family. That's something that's also coming through. But we do have the Swan here, and the Swan is about being creative. It's also about partnership. So is the Hierophant here as well. So you could be married, or you could be in a committed long-term relationship. That's something that's coming through as well. The Martyr. I feel like you could be in this energy of maybe doing things that other people think are best, or doing what your family wants you to do, or almost like presenting yourself in a way that is acceptable to society. That's something that's coming through as well. I am feeling this energy. You may be really into certain things that maybe society doesn't see as acceptable, or as what's the word? It's like, I'm just like, your spirit guides are saying, in order to be a productive member of society, I must be blank. So fill in the blank. I feel like it has to do with something that your family may have said. It's like I feel like you could be in this energy of like, I have to be a preacher, or I have to be a doctor, or I have to be really into religion because my parents are, or because my family is. But it's almost this with the Martyr here. It's like doing these things because it's like other people will see you as in a certain light is something that's coming through. Or being this person because other people will see you in this light. I feel like you guys could be very self-aware that you may be doing certain things that aren't resonant with your truth is something that's coming through. Or you may be very aware of how the public perceives you, or how your parents perceive you. or how society perceives you. And I also feel it's like this energy coming through, like, I want to be nice. I want to be seen as kind. I want to be seen as compassionate. I want to be seen as this, like, light, loving being, which is beautiful. But at the same time, it's almost this energy of having skeletons in the closet is something that's coming through, where it's like you may not say certain things because you don't want to be seen in a certain light, even if you feel like that resonates with your truths. I feel like you guys could really be into journaling or writing down your thoughts, your opinions right now as well with the swan here. And your spirit guides are showing me like the image of the swan transforming into the princess. But it's like the swan is a bird. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but it's like you may be this person behind closed doors, but then whenever you're out in public, you present yourself as something else. You present yourself as this perfect, polished servant of the public, or here to help is kind of the energy that's coming through. I just saw 555 on the clock timer. Let's go ahead and look at the best version of yourself. So we have Black Moon Lilith with Mystery, and the number 12 here, which reduces to the number 13. Oh, sorry. We have the Trickster, Light Attribute, Transcending Convention, Stuffiness and Predictable Behavior. Shadow Attribute, Manipulating Others through Duplicity. Okay. We have the Beaver, and we have the Star. See if that'll focus. Okay, and I'm actually going to have to cover this card up because it has a naked woman. Actually, I'm going to have to cover this one up as well. A lot of naked women in the best version of yourself. I'm getting this very like free energy that's coming through with the best version of yourself. Not caring how other people see you, not caring how other people perceive you is something that's also coming through. And it's almost like this wild card energy as well. This like unpredictable, rebellious, does what you want, does what you enjoy, does what you love type energy coming through as the best version of yourself, which I feel is almost like completely opposite from the energy that you're currently in, because the Hierophant is very traditional. It's very structured. It's very organized. But I feel almost like the best version of you cannot be defined. It's almost like this wild card energy, very unpredictable, very playful, very in touch with your inner child is something that's also coming through. I am getting a specific message as well. I feel like the best version of yourself, it has something to do with almost like makeup or your aesthetic or your clothes is something that's coming through. Your spirit guides are showing me like somebody wearing like high heels. When it comes to your current energy, somebody wearing like high heels and a lot of makeup, and you know their hair is done a certain way, and it takes hours for them to get ready like this, or it takes hours for you to almost like polish yourself or perfect yourself. But it's like the best version of you doesn't care if you're wearing sandals and sweats and like your hair is all crazy, and it almost is like very attractive as well as something that's coming through. I feel that just this like free energy coming through when connecting to the best version of yourself, and almost this like freedom of choice energy as well, where I feel like your current energy may be making decisions or choices based off of how other people will perceive you. It's almost, I feel like you guys are very, very intelligent. I feel like you're very smart, and you're very like intuitive with the Cancer here as well, and able to empathize and connect with other people and understand other people's energy. And I feel like you almost like it's like I'm seeing somebody like playing a game of chess and they're like 3 steps ahead of everybody else. And so with your current energy being in this, it's almost like you know how other people will perceive you when you say a certain thing or you do a certain thing or you act a certain way. And so you do that to get a certain response out of people. But it's like you're the best version of you still, I feel like, is very connected to this energy, very intuitive, very empathic, but it's like you don't care if it will elicit a negative response from people. You just do it because that's how you want to be, that's how you want to behave, that's how you want to act. It's almost this like wild child energy that's coming through, very free-spirited when connecting with your future self as well, or the best version of yourself. But I do, with the Cancer and the Beaver here, I do feel like the best version of you is still very connected to your family, very loyal to the ones you love, very hardworking when it comes to achieving your goals or realizing your potential. But I just feel like the best version of you is almost like opened yourself up to being okay with not being the perfect polished version of yourself is something that's coming through. And the star is Aquarius energy, and Aquarius is almost like a wild card as well. They're very unique, they're very different, and they almost like go against the grain. So I feel like the best version of you doesn't have a certain path or a certain rule or guidebook that they're living by. It's almost like they're living in the spur of the moment, and they're just like enjoying themselves when things arise. And I'm almost seeing like a kitten playing with a butterfly in a field. So it's like the world, the outside world, interacting with you, and you choosing to interact from this place of freedom, from this place of just being in the moment and enjoying yourself in the moment, regardless of what other people think or how other people perceive you. I also feel this like really fun-loving, funny type energy coming through with the best version of yourself as well. And I feel like you're very connected to your divine feminine, whereas I feel like naturally, and you may have this, you may have Cancer in your chart, or you may have more feminine energy in your astrology, but I do feel like you have this very feminine energy about you. But I feel like at this current moment, you may presenting yourself to be more structured, more organized, more, these are the steps, this is the path. But the best version of yourself is still in this very feminine energy, but it's more receptive, it's more open, it's more expansive. And it's not as confined to a set order or a set rule. It's almost like, I feel like you guys could be very feminine, but it's almost like I'm seeing somebody like doing or saying something because other people will perceive you in a certain way. I'm getting this really weird specific message. Maybe it's like men or people in power or people in authority is something that's coming through. You're trying to be seen as a certain way by people in power, but the best version of you really doesn't care about any of that, just cares about being in the moment, having fun, being playful, expressing who you are authentically. Really interesting. We're going to go ahead and get your tarot cards. We're going to look at how you can become the best version of yourself, if this is resonating. Actually, I feel like I'm going to move these over just so that it's a little more aesthetic. We'll do it like this, that way it's kind of mirrored. And I feel like you guys could be very conventionally attractive or have like a very symmetrical face. That's something that's coming through. Or I feel like you guys could also have a very like eye for aesthetic and an eye for symmetry, because we have the swans reflecting here, and then on the Hierophant we have the image of the 2 people, and then also me just feeling this need to like, you know, mirror on the sides. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll go ahead and get your tarot cards. And I've already shuffled these. Spirit guides of love and light. How can pile number 2 become the best version of themselves? How can pile number 2 become the best version? And I feel like taking the back of the deck card. So we have the 7 of Pentacles on the back of the deck. We have the Artist coming through. And this is a card that's special to this tarot deck. And then we have the Devil. So this is Capricorn energy. And we had Aquarius with the Star, Taurus with the Hierophant. You have a lot of major arcana cards in your reading. And the first thing that I was hearing when the Devil card flipped out on how you can become the best version of yourself was release your inhibitions. And I was hearing the song Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, I believe. Release your inhibitions. And I also feel how you can become the best version of yourself is almost like existing from a place of being curious about what you can create, who you can become, and releasing this attachment to outer rewards or outer success is something that's coming through. Releasing your attachment to power as well is almost like with the Capricorn energy here. Capricorn is the sea goat, or what is it? The mountain goat. So it's like they're climbing the mountain, always working toward a goal, always striving for success, always striving for power. But it's also about attachment. And I'm feeling almost like releasing your attachment to fear is something that's coming through, because in your current energy, I feel like you could be doing things from a place of fear, being afraid of how other people will perceive you. And I'm also, with the 7 of Pentacles here, is like how you can become the best version of yourself is by taking small steps every day. Slow and steady wins the race. And your spirit guides are saying this isn't going to happen overnight, but it happens over time. It's like compound interest. The more you make choices from a place of being the best version of yourself, the more you become the best version of yourself. And this Artist card is really interesting because it's almost like, I feel like you guys could have a very strong third eye, very strong intuition. That was something that was coming through as well. And I feel like how you become the best version of yourself is by almost like asking yourself, what would the best version of me do right now? And making decisions from this place, almost like aligning yourself to this energy. The Artist. And the Artist is all about almost like seeing life in a symbolic way, seeing things, seeing the deeper meaning of things. So I feel like there could be a lot of healing on the way to becoming the best version of yourself. A lot of releasing of the judgments that you've placed on yourself and on others. How can pile number 2 become the best version of themselves? And again, it's like, I feel like there's just so many like nude people in your guys' reading. And to me, the people without the clothing almost represents like freeing yourselves from society's expectation, from society's social standards of how things should be. It's this energy of freedom, releasing yourself. And your spirit guides are saying releasing yourself from the demons within, from the judgment, from the criticism, from it should be this way and it should be that way. And just doing what you want is the energy that's coming through, because the best version of yourself is almost like a wild card. They're very unpredictable, but they're very connected to their inner child as well. Very connected to the sense of freedom. Freedom is almost like a huge theme for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and draw a oracle card. It's interesting too because it's like, I feel like it's this process of letting go, this process of surrendering. It's like, in order to become the best version of yourself, you don't really have to do too much. You just kind of have to let things unfold. So for example, whenever I was picking up that energy of like, the person who is perfect and polished for the world, you know, they get up 2 hours before they have to leave the house and they do their hair for an hour, they do their makeup for an hour, they pick out their outfit the day before. It's like all of this work, all of this time that goes into it. But then when you're in this energy of the best version of yourself, it's like you wake up that day and you say, oh, I am beautiful, I am perfect, I am amazing as I am. And I feel such this confidence as well, coming from the best version of yourself. Let's go ahead and get an oracle card. Spirit guides of love and light. How can Pyle number 2 become the best version of themselves? Okay, so that was very quick. That flipped out. Number 64, so that's number 10, with the wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. I also feel like you guys may struggle with control, releasing control, allowing life to do its thing and you to do your own thing. I feel like is something that's coming through. It's like you can't control how other people will perceive you. You just have to be you. And it's like, it's so simple, really, is something that's coming through. It's like release, surrender. You don't have to do anything. You just have to let go. You just have to be you. Do what you love. But let's go ahead. I'm going to read this card out of the book for you. Number 64. So it says, are you holding on to anger, jealousy, or resentment because you got stung? Or could you have just stung yourself by comparing yourself to others? There will always be someone else who is more successful, happier, thinner, richer, etc. Jealousy is the false belief that you can't have what you want or someone could take away something that was supposed to be yours. Let it go and release all those feelings that are making the sting hurt long after the stinger has been removed. Wasp Spirit has woken you up, and now you are called to trust that disappointment can lead you to a different and better path. Align with Spirit now and trust that this too shall pass and is already doing so, for the pain subsides when you stop telling the story of how much it hurt. Really interesting. And while I was reading that, I was seeing a TikTok that I had seen a couple of days ago, and it was mentioning, you know, you go into a cafe and you see this beautiful girl across the way and you think, oh my gosh, she has her life put together and she knows what she's doing and her hair looks amazing, and you may start comparing yourself, like, I don't have what she has, and it's like you really don't even really know this person, but also that person could be seeing you in the same way. You know, it's like everything that you experience is meant for you. Everything. And your spirit guides are also saying nothing is a waste of time as well. So don't feel like you're behind in life or that other people are successful or doing things better than you, because everybody's on their own journey. Everybody's just living their life, and it's almost like your spirit guides are saying we're making it all up as we go. Nobody has all the answers. And they're saying it's like, when things don't go our way and we think, you know, I should have had this, I should have done that. It's like the universe, and I mentioned this in pile number 1 as well, it's like the universe existed long before we were here and will exist long after we leave. And we're just here to experience the journey. We can't control what happens outside of us. It's already been set into play. It's like the energy of cause and effect has been happening for millions, billions of years before we were even here. We are just here to kind of like play and interact and create. And so I feel like in order to become the best version of yourself, you need to release these almost like feelings of resentment, these feelings of jealousy, or these feelings like some people have it better, and just be patient with yourself along this journey as well. And that's why I feel like the best version of you is almost this like free-spirited energy, where it's like anything can happen and you'll be okay. We're going to go ahead and end with a self-care card for you. Spirit guides of love and light, will you please get a self-care card, something that pile number 2 can do for self-love, self-care. Okay. We have dance, and we have the number 18. Let me scoop this up a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. Dance. And that was kind of the message that was coming through as well with the Unwritten song by Natasha Bedingfield, is like, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. And I feel like just dancing to music, moving your body, you know, it's almost like hyping yourself up as well, exciting, getting your energy like moving and excited and just like ready for life. Really interesting. And your spirit guides are saying life is always happening. You don't have to do anything or become anybody. You just kind of have to interact with it when it comes to you. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 2. If you liked this reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. And if you've made it to this point, I do want to say I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so it would really help me out if you subscribed. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello, if you chose pile number 3 with the rose quartz bracelet, this is your reading. We are going to look at your current energy, the best version of you, and then we're going to pull some tarot cards and some oracle cards to see how you can become the best version of you. I do want to start out by saying, when I was shuffling your cards, the candles were like moving kind of crazy, and I was hearing the song, do a little dance, make a little song. I don't know exactly how the words go, but it's like, get down tonight, get down tonight. So I don't know if that's your energy or maybe an energy that you're wanting to be in, this like fun, dancing, kind of lively, playful energy, and the candle flames are kind of doing it again. Let's go ahead and see your current energy. So we have the lizard. Okay. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the networker. The light attributes enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow attributes conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. Put them like this. And then we have the sun with number 1, sun spirit. Okay, so I will say your current energy, you could be going through some like up-leveling in your psychic senses, or your psychic senses are really turned on at this time with the lizard here. This is about the 6th sense, seeing beyond. And the lizard is also represented by the element of fire, and sun is this ball of fire. So I feel like you guys actually may be in this very like fun, we do have the networker here, so wanting to connect with people, wanting to engage with other people, and almost like I feel like you guys are in this energy of like being able to withstand the heat. You guys may be Leos or have fire placements in your chart. You don't have to. But I am seeing this energy of like being surrounded by a lot of people, being very in touch with your own psychic intuition, and being able to like withstand the heat of others. So it's like no matter what other people say or do, it's like those things don't really affect you. I feel like you're in this energy of being really grounded in your own energy as well. Being very sure of yourself is something that's coming through. And the Eight of Pentacles, so you may be working toward a goal. This could have something to do with money. I am seeing this like really specific message. There may be something that you're saving up for, that you've been working to save up for. That's something that's coming through in your current energy as well. And I feel like you guys have a really strong personality is something that's coming through, where it's like people could recognize you from across a room. Or it's like, I feel like you bring this energy of like fun, laughter, joy, playfulness, or you're in that energy of being very playful and lively. See if there's anything else. And I am seeing like a lot of colors on this lizard card, so you guys may have a rainbow aura or right now, or maybe you've been seeing a lot of rainbows, or maybe you're really drawn to rainbows right now. That's something that's coming through as well. A lot of colors, very bright. I feel like your energy is coming across as very bright. It's like the sun. There's only one sun in our solar system. So I feel like you guys could also be in this energy of being very attractive, very magnetic as well. I feel like you guys have done a lot of work on yourself, a lot of healing. And a lot of almost like, I'm seeing like somebody hammering like hot iron. So it's like you've been putting in the work time and time and time again, almost like perfecting some sort of energy. And I feel like you guys are coming across as like the life of the party in your current energy. A lot of people could be wanting to talk to you, connect with you. I feel like you've been maybe having a lot of interesting ideas or a lot of interesting downloads. That's something that's also coming through. Let's go ahead and look at the best version of yourself. So we have the fox. Let's see if that'll focus. With the earth energy here. We have the Wheel of Fortune with Jupiter energy, so Pisces, Sagittarius. We also have Aquarius. Wait, I don't know which one is which. Leo, Taurus, Sagittarius. Oh, I'm sorry. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio, along with Sagittarius and Pisces. A lot of signs coming through. There could be a lot of people who picked this pile. Let's see what else we have. So we have the Guide. Light attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Shadow attribute places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. Represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. This is amazing, coming through as your best self, the best version of yourself, is almost like a spirit guide incarnate. See what else we have. So we have Uranus with Genius, number 9. Okay. Let me just fix these really quickly. Pile number 3. So the best version of yourself is very in tune with the cycles of nature, very in alignment with life, with nature, with almost like how things are playing out. I feel like you guys, your best version of yourself is very knowledgeable on signs, symbols, synchronicities. I feel like this could be my like tarot readers, channelers, psychic pile. Because you do have the lizard coming through as your current energy. So you may be aware of your psychic gifts, of your psychic abilities, but the best version of yourself almost like uses them to help uplift other people. I love this energy because it's coming through as very fun, very lighthearted, very playful. And I also, with the fox here, the fox is about divine union, divine partnership. So you may resonate with being on a twin flame journey, or you may have a person in your life or a partner in your life who is very uplifting, very caring for you as the best version of yourself. But the fox is also about creativity, spontaneity, playfulness, being fun. I feel like you guys are almost, it's like you're very close to being the best version of yourself is something that's coming through. Very close. I feel like closer than the other piles, I will say. It's almost like, what is it? It's very similar. Like, I'm having a hard time seeing the difference between your current energy and the best version of yourself. So actually, I will say the best version of yourself is coming through as more selfless and almost like less ego is something that's coming through as well with the best version of yourself, where it's like the things you share, the wisdom you impart on people, it's almost like has no benefit to you at all, but you share it anyway. And I feel like the universe will reward you in turn. Sometimes it may not, though. And it's almost like you're able to remain at this high vibe, remain at this high level of being a guide without having to see any external reflection of like success or abundance. It's almost like you're very in control of your mind, and your emotions is something that's coming through as well as the best version of you. And you're very centered in your own energy. Because it's like with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like there's always ups and downs, there's always challenges, there's always highs and lows in life. But the best version of you is so centered in your own energy, even the highs don't affect you, the lows don't affect you. It's like you're so grounded in your own energy as the best version of yourself. And Uranus is the Great Awakeners, and I believe it's the Tower card in Tarot. So it's like, I feel like the best version of yourself may come across a lot of Tower moments, may come across a lot of change in environment, in the people that are around you, in your identity as well. But it's like it doesn't really change the core. And I feel like the best version of yourself is very aware of who you are at the core. Really interesting, because with your current energy, I feel like you could be surrounded by a lot of people, and I feel like because you have such this high vibe, it's like when people are in a lower vibe, it may easily affect your energy is something that's coming through as your current energy, whereas the best version of yourself can still remain the life of the party and be this like happy-go-lucky person, and it doesn't affect them if other people are down in the dumps, or if other people are more pessimistic or negative, is something that's coming through. And the fox energy is also think on your feet. So I feel like the best version of yourself is very aware that the present moment is the only moment that exists. And when people, places, things come and go, it doesn't affect you as much as I feel like it does currently, where it's like I'm almost seeing somebody like being really good at riding the highs, but when low times come, it may kind of affect you, is something that's coming through. And you may, I'm seeing your current energy as almost being like the Three of Cups reverse, where it's like always wanting to be around people and party and have fun. And when harder times come, it's like not being able to fully embrace that energy and, really trying to dismiss it and crave, the fun, the good, the happy, the party type energy. But the best version of you is so centered in their own energy, they're always able to be at this very high vibe, even when other people are going through difficult things. And that's why you're coming through as the guide. Because I feel like people may come to you because you are very psychic and you're very in touch, in tune with spirit. People may come to you at harder times in their life. But as of right now, I feel like it may be hard for you to almost like give them certain advice that maybe they need to hear. It's almost kind of like toxic positivity is something that I'm seeing that could be in your current energy, where you just want to, you know, be on the highs. But the best version of you is very, very knowledgeable that the lows are just as valuable, that the lows in life almost are it's almost like they're more important with the Uranus here. It's like the tower moments in life really show you who you are, really show you what you're about. Really interesting. It's like the best version of you understands that when things don't go your way, it's the best way for things to be, which is really interesting. And so when you're in that energy of things not going your way, instead of, you know, fighting the current and being like, no, well, I want it this way, it's like the best version of you understands that everything is happening exactly as it should, even if, you know, our human selves don't perceive it that way, or even if our human selves feel some sort of lack, or like things should be different. Really interesting. And, you know, the Great Awakener, I feel like you guys are, the best version of you is able to enlighten other people, which is interesting. I feel like because you guys are already able to see behind the veil and connect with spirit, you're very close to becoming this version where you can help others see beyond the veil and help others connect with spirit as well. Really interesting. And I actually want to look at the Uranus card in the book really quickly because I feel like I'm missing something. So it says key ideas for the Uranus card: change, revolution, shocks, genius, technology, alternative lifestyles. So the best version of you actually may not be doing things that the current version of you would think about doing. Change, shocks, alternative lifestyles. And you know what your spirit guides keep showing me? It's like, how do I explain this? It's like, in movies, there will be, you know, the main character of the story who is having some sort of challenge or having some sort of crisis, and they come across somebody who they may see or experience having life worse than them. Like, for example, maybe like a homeless person or somebody, you know, who's sleeping on the side of the street. But when that homeless person or that person who seems to be, you know, struggling in life talks to the main person of the story, it's almost like they kind of come to certain epiphanies, they come to certain realizations, and then they realize almost like this person is like almost like an angel or like God or a guide on their journey, which is really interesting because that's the best version of you. It's like your current energy is coming through as like the main character of the story, but the best version of you is coming through as like the homeless person who's sleeping on the side of the street who's living their best life, which is really interesting. I feel like your guides have a sense of humor, and I feel like the best version of you also has this sense of humor, this sense of playfulness, this sense of like spontaneity. Really interesting. Actually, I'm going to take a sip of my tea really quickly. We're going to go ahead and look at your tarot cards, how you can become the best version of yourself. I love this, guys. I feel like you are almost like a natural born mystic. You guys may be very like interested or passionate about the occult. I feel like you guys could be very knowledgeable about a lot of subjects, and I feel like it's almost like that person at a party who can talk to anybody about anything. And it's like there are things they talk about are so interesting. I feel like you guys may be the people to talk about aliens, conspiracy theories, spirituality, things that are maybe seen as taboo, but like it's almost like you enlighten people already. You're already in that energy. But this is more whole, is what's coming through. The best version of you is more whole. Well, let's go ahead and get your tarot cards and see. Spirit guides of love and light. How can pile number 3 become the best version of themselves? And you know what I'm also seeing? I'm hearing the song from Princess and the Frog that I think her name is Mama Odie sings. She says like, you gotta dig a little deeper, find out who you are, or something like that. And it's interesting because in that movie as well, Mama Odie is the guide. But whenever they first encounter her, you know, she's a blind old lady living in a tree. And they're thinking, you know, who is this woman? She seems crazy. She seems off her rocker. But she's actually so knowledgeable, has so much wisdom, and is just so connected to her inner child in the sense of play and fun. And that's kind of the energy that the best version of yourself is coming through as well. Let's go ahead and get some tarot cards. How can pile number 3 become the best version of themselves? One more card, please. Okay. Look at that, you guys. The 6 of Wands. Success. It's like, remember in the beginning when I was saying that you guys are the closest to becoming the best version of yourself? The only, like, it's almost like realizing that this is who you already are. Outside of society's expectations of who you should be or what you should be doing, it's like you already are the best version of yourself. And then we have the Hanged Man, the number 12 here. I think we had a number, we didn't have a number 12 in this, but number 12 reduces to number 3. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So it's like, it's almost like surrendering a little bit more, I feel, is how you become the best version of yourself, especially in times when things seem hard, or whenever life seems to be getting you down, or maybe even whenever unexpected things happen in life. It's like surrendering to those will help you become the best version of yourself. But also with the Queen of Wands here, I feel like you guys already give off this Queen of Wands energy. So it's like remaining to be this positive, bright light for people. How you become the best version of yourself is by, it's almost like not losing this connection you have to your inner child, to this connection to fun, spontaneity, playfulness, happiness, joy. And also it's like, I feel, we have Pisces here with the Hanged Man, but I feel almost like this sense of recognizing that you are successful, that you are already the best version of yourself, that you have already achieved everything you're meant to achieve. And it's almost this feeling of feeling accomplished or feeling successful within. Because I feel like you guys really have already mastered this feeling of remaining joyful, remaining happy, remaining positive in hard times around other people. Remaining, you know, connected to this sense of joy within. Because honestly, like a lot of people don't realize this sometimes. They think, you know, outside circumstances should make me happy in order for me to feel happy within. But I feel like you guys have already almost mastered this energy of creating joy, fun, play within. But I feel like now it's almost like creating this sense of accomplishment, creating this sense of success within. And that's why I feel like that song, Dig a Little Deeper by Mama Odie and Princess and the Frog was coming through, because it's about within. It's not about external circumstances, and that's why the best version of yourself is represented by the Wheel of Fortune, because it's about remaining centered. Even though the wheel keeps turning, you remain centered and grounded in your own energy in this high vibe. And I feel like this may have to do with some sort of perspective shift or seeing things a little differently. Really interesting. We're going to go ahead and draw a oracle card for you. Spirit guides of love and light. How can Pyle number 3 become the best version of themselves? Okay, so we'll take the top card. I'll show you the bottom one. You got Koi Fish Spirit with the number 36. There's always enough. We'll put that one back, and this one we'll keep this one out. Peacock Spirit number 46. Let it shine. Let it shine. I feel almost this energy of like how you can become the best version of yourself is almost like, I feel like because you are in this energy of being the life of the party, when you come across pessimism or something, you may tend to, you know, I feel like you may be more agreeable. Like, you're right, I'm so sorry, things are hard. But I feel like the best version of you, how you become it, is by not really worrying about how other people will perceive you if you deliver hard truths. Or if you tell them, you know, this is how things are. Because it's like embracing the dark as much as you embrace the light, but still remaining centered within yourself. And I'm actually going to read this card out of the book for you. And I do feel like Peacock Spirit could be one of your spirit animals. Lizard as well, and Fox. Let's go ahead and get the book really quick. Make sure these cards are all okay. Number 46. Okay. So it says, are you afraid of dancing with abandon because of what others might think? Do you think you may be punished if you shine too brightly? Have you been conditioned to expect to be hurt if you show yourself fully to the world? Maybe not everyone will celebrate your beautiful radiance when you shine. That is okay. Peacock Spirit is here to remind you that while others may resist celebrating the beauty within them, although they may contract while you expand and shake your tail feathers, smile and keep dancing anyway. Model the good fortune and abundant joy that is yours, and soon someone will say, me too, and join you. Spirit loves you so much and wants you to enjoy the dance and shine your light. That's amazing, coming through as how you can become the best version of yourself, because it's like you already are this version. You just don't need to contract when other people are. You need to shine even brighter and, you know, welcome the people who are like, oh, that person's dancing, that person's having fun, I can too. We're going to go ahead and end with a self-care card for you, and I just saw 25:55 on the clock timer, so that could be significant for you. Let's see. Spirit guides of love and light. Can we please get some self-care, self-love for pile number 3? Okay, so we have chanting. And then we have this person in meditation, yoga, meditation, and then this is the Om symbol for the crown chakra. So chanting. This is, I feel chanting almost like helps ground you in certain chakras. It can also help ground you in your body, in your energy, just using your voice. Maybe look up certain chants, you know, what is, I know the throat chakra is hum. So just chanting hum kind of helps you open your throat chakra. I know that one for sure. I'm not exactly sure on the other ones, but maybe looking them up. But I feel like that's all I have for you. If you liked this reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you really enjoyed this reading, please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye.